What we're about to see is something that's very typical of this build, as I've sort of been alluding to throughout this game. We can see I saw that dropship, so warping 2 stalkers right in the middle of the path of that dropship. And there is 2 Vikings that he does have on the field. He's just trying to spot, see if there's any Colossus that he can start shooting at. And right now, I just want to bring your attention to the units tab. 7 sentries, that is more than enough to have, and I would actually almost suggest you leaving behind maybe 2 of them in your base, just so you don't lose them in this fight, because that's a lot of energy, and you really don't need that much energy from all those sentries. We also see 7 immortals. The more immortals you can have, the better. There's no other way I can really put it than that. Stalkers are great. Actually, no, stalkers, I'm not going to say they're great. They're like the worst unit. You just have them because you need to have them. They're the only ranged unit for Protoss that doesn't cost, tons of money. So that's just sort of like a filler unit. If you change those out with charge lots, that's not something that's bad to do at all. But you should get the charge upgrade instead of just using normal zealots. So here we go. We're just gonna watch Immortals pummel other units because that's what they do. They don't die, and they do a lot of damage, so they're pretty good. But yeah, usually what will happen is you'll be attacking. I think he's gonna GG soon, or maybe we have like a minute left in this replay. Usually what will happen is your opponent will be trying to set up their 3rd base, or they'll get it established, and you can just walk right down here, kill the base, and leave, or you can walk down here, kill the base, and try to end the game. It sort of depends how comfortable you're feeling. Just be careful. A lot of times you will kill the base, a lot of times you will force it to lift off and all that good stuff. But if your army isn't too much more superior than your opponent's, be very careful moving into their natural, because it can just be very difficult to actually outright kill a Terran. And because of that, you can end up losing your army, and then they can end up counterattacking and actually killing you. So just be careful about overextending yourself. And there is the GG for my opponent, and quick APM tab. Not bad at all. So yeah, I don't think that was too long of a game right there. We can see I only had one upgrade. So as I said, as I would advise doing is getting a forge after your 2 Colossus come out, and then getting 2 more gateways. And then once you have your 3rd base started, you can add on another forge and a Twilight Council. That's sort of the order of what I would advise doing it. And using your Chrono Boost, as we can see, my Chrono Boost was very bad this game, but whatever. My micro was bad, my Chrono Boost usage was bad, my upgrades were very slow, my 3rd base was slow, and yet I still won very easily. I actually don't know what, yes, the unit competition is pretty good, but Immortals are just so freaking good. I truly believe they're overpowered, but that's just my opinion. I know a lot of people don't think so, and I'm sure a lot of Zerg players do think so. But anyway, I just want to sort of showcase my bad micro as well as how good this build can be when you decide to do it. So yeah, I guess just before I send you off onto the ladder without knowing everything you need to know, the pylon placement helps so much in this build because you don't have that many warp gates. Even on 3 bases, you can't afford tons of warp gates, because I would advise getting a 3rd robo when possible. But because you only have 5, let's say you're warping units on the front lines, and then, oh no, you see a medevac, maybe with these pylons, or maybe over here, you're kind of screwed. You're relying on getting lucky with, units popping out of your robo in time. So that's why having pylons, like, even this aggressively far forward, or even over here, whatever. You can see I was getting ready to build one right here. Having pylons just everywhere is, sort of the way to go. And if you have the superior army, your opponent's not going to want to move out all that much. So they might try to harass you, and if they see your pylons with the dropships, they might try to kill them. But even then, you can just warp in units and go kill the dropships. Especially, let's say they're unloading units to kill this pylon. Warp in some stalkers and go over there and kill it. They're not going to suspect that you have another pylon just sitting right there. So that's all I want to say. Yeah, I hope this build works out for you guys on ladder. I know a friend of mine who actually just got into Master League. Congratulations, Inkspill. He just got into Master League yesterday, but he's been doing something similar to this, but he's been getting 4 Colossus out of the Robo instead of just 2 in the early game, and then pushing. He's been getting Phoenix to sort of use them as to get map control, to, well, not really map control, but to spot for drops, to use them as very quick response time in drops. And something else that's pretty cool you can do with Phoenix, even if you only have a handful, it sort of increases the longevity of Colossus. Even if your opponent overproduces Vikings, having Phoenix mixed into your army, the Vikings will actually target them first, unless your opponent uses, unless they, select fire the Colossus or not.